Hello, online student. This video is the orientation to our online summer financial accounting course. It doesn't matter if you enrolled in section EN2 or EN3. I am your professor for both sections, and I actually combined them into the same section on Canvas. So this video is going to be helpful for both classes. It's the same class, pretty much. Our class will officially begin on June 15th and will go for 8 weeks through August 6th. However, I will open the class about a week earlier and I will send you an email as soon as the class is open. Once I open the class, all content is open and you can work ahead except for the tests. However, after the deadline, I will give no extensions, and each assignment after the deadline, it will not be available anymore. So I will be sending you a lot of emails and reminders practically daily, so make sure you check your email and set it up or change your email address accordingly in Canvas if there is a wrong email address. I will be scheduling, so this is summer and I am not on campus. The best way to contact me is this email address right here. You do have to give me 24 hours to reply. Sometimes, however, I will reply right away. Sometimes I'll take up to 24 hours. I do have office hours scheduled through Zoom. This is the link. So every Monday and every Thursday, I will be available. I will be live on Zoom from 10 to 11 a.m. So you can log in and ask me any questions about the class, ask me any questions about homework, anything that cannot be handled via email or discussion board. I will usually let one student in, and if I'm already talking to a student and somebody else gets on Zoom, I will place them in the waiting room, so you'll have to wait until I'm done with another student. So also please make sure that your questions could be answered in about 10 minutes or so. But I will be available twice a week on Zoom. The class is very fast. It's very busy. It's a challenging class. I usually teach it in the regular semester in 18 weeks, and we're gonna cover the same material in just 8 weeks. But I have taught it many times in the summer, and students are usually very successful because it does not give us time to procrastinate. We jump in, and every 4 to 5 days you cover a new chapter and have a set of assignments. And guys, it starts right away. There is no time to warm up, right? So chapter 1 is already going to be due June 19th. So the class begins June 15th, but June 19th, chapter 1 is due, and it's a huge chapter. And another problem with accounting is that it's not that difficult of the subject. There's not that much math, but it's a cumulative subject. So if you miss any content in chapter 1, you will not be able to understand what's going in chapter 2. The material builds upon each other. Okay, so this is the description of the course. There is no prerequisite, but we do recommend Business 7 before you take this class, just to give you data. The student success, which means students who got C or higher, for this class is about 65%, which means 35% of students don't pass it. 65% of students do. Those who complete Business 7 first, because Business 7 is a slower version, it's accounting for a small business, and we cover probably about 40% of the content covered in 1A. So those students who complete Business 7 first, their success rate is 94%. We are offering Business 7 in the summer with a different professor, Lynn Klein. I think the class is full. So if you find this class to be, very challenging, very difficult, it might make sense to withdraw from the class in the summer and then take Business 7 in the fall first. Some students even take Business 7 and Business 1A at the same time. Okay. This class, Business 1A, is a transferable class. It transfers to all CSU schools, some of the UC universities. It's a university level course with the same content that you would take at any university 4-year school, right? It's also a class that is a prerequisite for 1B, 2A, 2B. So you have to pass this class with a C or higher in order to take Business 1B, which is managerial accounting, and in order to transfer it to 4-year schools, and or in order to use this class towards your transfer degree or any other degrees at Chabot. Now, the textbook, you are required to buy the book. There's no way around it. You need to order it through the bookstore. It's the cheapest. It's the cheapest alternative because we negotiate with the publisher. So you buy through Chabot bookstore the textbook, which is shrink wrapped and also includes the code to connect. It's a connect code. And that connect code everybody has to have. So you have a physical book, and then on the last page of the book, you will see a long connect code, which you use to sign up for Connect. Connect is the homework management system, and we will be using Connect to complete homework, quizzes, tests, and most of other activities. And also Connect gives you an access to the ebook, or it's called Smart Book. So you have both. You have a physical book and you have the access to ebook and Connect. The code will expire after about 4 months, so you cannot sell the code after you're done with the class, but you will have a physical book, and if you want to sell it after the class is over, you can do so. So just buy it at the bookstore. Do not buy the older textbook from somebody else. Do not buy it through Amazon or any other source, because you will receive the book, but the code will not be included. And the code by itself, if you buy it directly from the publisher, is more expensive. The code is, I think, $145. And you buy the physical book packaged with the code for $137 at Chabot bookstore. I know it's a lot of money, but that's what you have to have. There's no way around. Connect does give you a complimentary trial. So it's a free trial where you have access to Connect, to all the homework, to ebook, to everything for about 2 weeks. So when you try to sign up with Connect, it will give you an option of the complimentary trial. But once the trial expires, you have to enter a code. And how do you register for Connect? You just go to any assignment in Chapter 1, such as homework or Learnsmart, click on it, and you will be guided through the process. So let me show you. This is Canvas. How do you find Canvas? This is Chabot website, chabotcollege.edu. On the bottom here, we have a link to Canvas, and I would make this your favorite Canvas login right here. So I would bookmark this page. To log in into Canvas, you use your W number. This is my W number. Make sure to make W capitalized. And then, guys, the password, which you later can change, but your initial password is the first 2 letters of your first name. Let me show you right here. New blank document. Let me make it a little smaller. Oops. So we will have, I will have, like, my password would be DM because I'm Dmitry, the first 2 letters of the first name, the first 2 letters of your last name, I'm Kalyagin, so KA, and then the last 4 digits, 0310, 0310 of my W number. Do not capitalize. This would be my initial password, and once you log in later, you can get rid of it and change it to a different password. Okay, let me close this. Okay, so once you log into Canvas, you will find our class. So this is how the class will look like on the dashboard. And you can see both sections are combined, Business 1A, sections E and 2, E and 3. So this is, let me go into the student view. On the left, you can see the menu. By the way, this is the Canvas menu. You have a calendar here with all the deadlines. You have the dashboard. You can choose which courses you want to see if you're taking more than one course. This is the class menu. Home, announcements, and guys, these announcements, they will change every week. So, and a copy of the announcement will always be emailed to you. Course syllabus, right here is a link to the course syllabus. I also emailed it to you, and that's the syllabus I'm going over. And guys, this is the course summary with all the deadlines. So you can see all the deadlines. So you can see Chapter 1 is due Friday, June 19th. Chapter 2 will be due June 23rd, Tuesday, June 27th, Chapter 3. Every chapter you have 3 assignments. You have Learnsmart, which is just the name of the chapter. you have the homework and you have the quiz. These are the 3 assignments every week. In the first week, you also have a graded discussion board. Only once, only one discussion board, only in the first week. And starts in chapter 2, you just, I should not say week, I should say chapter, because we're not doing it weekly. Every 4 to 5 days, you have a new chapter. And then after first 3 chapters, you have a test. And then you have, chapter, I need to correct this, you have chapter 4 due, chapter 5, and so on and so forth. Okay, so then you have modules. This is where all your links are, right? So you've got right here, again, this is a link to my office hour. This is chapter 1, chapter 2. So you go to chapter 1, guys, and you can see here I have kind of like a web page with all the links. I do record a video for every chapter. It's like my video lecture. So chapter 1, I have 3 parts of the video. And guys, it takes you to YouTube. And, I spend a lot of time recording it. So please, I hope you have time to.
And welcome to Business 1A, Financial Accounting.
So I go over the chapter and I also solve some of the typical problems. I also give you a link here to PowerPoint slides that I use in my video. You can go to interactive presentation, which is not graded. It's just an optional activity to learn the material. And guys, right here it says you can earn 65 points. You have 4 graded as activities: Learn Smart, homework. Now, number 3 is just posting your questions, discussion board, and the quiz, right? So to sign up with Connect, you just click on, I'm already signed up. But so when you click on Learn Smart or when you click on homework right here, it will take you to Connect. It will ask you to enter your email, set up your password. That's where you can choose complimentary trial, or you can enter your code right away. And once you signed up, then Connect and Canvas are synced together. When you complete your work in Connect, your points will transfer to your grades right here, to your grades in Canvas, right? And you can go back and forth. So if I click on this link right now, I'm already registered, and you have to register only once. For some reason it doesn't get me there. So you can register. You have to register only once, and after that you can go back and forth between Connect and Canvas. Discussions, but again, I have links to discussions from right here. Guys, I will have an ungraded discussion board for every chapter for your questions. So if you have questions about homework, I don't want you to email me, because everybody's homework is the same. And you just post the question, be very specific. I have a question about problem number 7, and this is my question. I don't want to answer the same question over and over again, okay? So please post them so everybody else can see my answers, so I don't have to answer the same question over and over again. There is only one, like I said, graded discussion board in, for the first chapter, where you're gonna post the introduction. I posted mine. If you post a video, I give you extra credit, and then you will have to reply to 2 peers posting in a meaningful way. And then you have grades, and you have people where you can email me or email your peers from here. Okay, let me go back to the syllabus. Technical assistance. I cannot provide technical assistance. If you have questions about Canvas, this is the website you go to, fill out the form and ask for technical assistance. If you have questions about Connect, this is a great phone number. McGraw-Hill is our publisher, and they provide excellent technical support. How often do you log into Canvas? I can spy on you. I'm Russian, so I like spying. I have a lot of tools to see how often you log in, which websites you visit, which parts of the Canvas you go to, how long do you spend on homework, Learnsmart, and so on and so forth. Online class does not mean self-paced. It does not mean correspondence. It requires is at least as much time as an on-campus course, and often, especially in the summer, more time. So I will expect you to log in 4 times a week. So as I said, we usually teach this class in 18 weeks, but I'm teaching it in 8 weeks. So my expectation for you, or your expectation, is that you have to spend at least 24 hours every week studying for the course. It's going to be busy, but it's going to be really, really rewarding. These are the dates, by which dates you can drop with NGR, which means no grade reported. If you want to take it pass, not pass, which I don't recommend, you have to change it in class web. The last day to drop and the last day to apply for graduation if you're done with a certificate or a degree. The grading structure. We're covering 11 chapters. I am not covering chapter 12, which is the statement of cash flows. It's covered in Business 1B. And I'm skipping chapter 13 because it's summer, and we actually cover a little bit of the same material at the end of every chapter. So we're going to cover for chapters 1 through 11. You have one graded discussion board. Every chapter has a homework, has a quiz, has Learnsmart, and there are 3 tests. And so these are your points. So let me go over each assignment. As I said, we have a discussion board for help with homework assignment, which is not graded. You saw where it is in the discussions right here for every chapter, and I reply back to you. Again, please do not email me questions about homework. You can email me questions after the quiz or the test because everybody's quiz and test is different, but everybody's homework is the same. The second one is Learnsmarts, so learning assignments. So every chapter has this assignment. As I said, in every chapter you have 3 graded assignments. And guys, they include, like I said, let me go into chapter 2, for example. So they include 3 graded assignments, 1, 2, 4. It's Learnsmart. The deadline is the same for all of them, 11:55 p.m. of whatever date. If you go to the class schedule, which is the last 2 pages, it gives you the deadline. So it's different days of the week, but it's always 11:55 p.m. I do recommend, however, that you complete Learnsmart first. It will not take you that long, it probably will take you about a half an hour to 45 minutes to an hour maybe. Then you do the homework, which will take a long time. So each homework assignment will probably take between 4 to 8 hours. And then at the end, you take a quiz. I give you 90 minutes, an hour and a half, but usually students, complete the quiz in about 25-30 minutes. And each quiz consists of 22 multiple choice questions. I'll talk about the quiz. Let me talk about each one of these assignments. So, Learnsmart. I opened it right here. So when you click on Learnsmart, after you register, it takes you into SmartBook. This is SmartBook, right? What is the SmartBook? It's the same as your textbook. But what's cool here, when you go through the SmartBook and read it right here, you can see parts of the chapter that are not crucial to read are in gray. And the book highlights, or actually puts in black font, like right here, you don't have to read it. But source documents, you need to read. So again, if you want to read the gray one, you just click on it and then click off, right? So you're just reading. There is an assistant here.
You've been reading for some time now, but you haven't stopped to practice.
And she talks to you. Now, this reading does not matter to me. I mean, I want you to read, but it's not graded. You can read the physical book or the smart book. What the Learn Smart assignment is right here, practice. So if you see the book, the chapter, you need to click on practice. Or sometimes it will open on practice. Read, not graded. Practice, graded. So you see these flashcards, right? And so some of them are multiple answers, multiple choices, fill in. Equipment is an asset, so I fill in account. It's reported on the left side of the accounting equation and is increased, right? Increased. And then after, by the way, if you don't know the answer, you click right here, read about this, and it takes you to the textbook and it highlights where your answer is. Now, some of the questions are not directly answered, right? But it's very, very useful. And then you go back to the question. After that, the system asks you, how sure are you? I know it. I think so. I'm unsure. I have no idea. Based on your, I don't see any of these options. But based on, so I'll say I know it. And the answer is correct. Look on the bottom. I had 43 questions. When I click OK, it becomes 42. So I answered it correctly. And so the system starts customizing questions for you. If you miss the question, it will ask you a different question on the same matter. If you miss the question and thought you knew it, the woman, this assistant will pop up and she will say, you're too sure of yourself. Right? Go back and read. You need to read more. Or you keep answering everything correctly, but you click on unsure or no idea, and the assistant will say, you know, your self-esteem is too low. So you just continue, check all that apply, you continue going. Now, if I exit right now, the system will remember 42 items left. So you don't have to finish Learn Smart in one sitting. So if you miss a question, let me miss it. So I'll miss it. Look on the bottom. So I picked one, but there should be 3 questions should have been picked. Okay, and you can see 42 has not changed. So then the system, not right away, but will ask me a different question for the same concept. So once you will see 0 items left, that means you earned your 10 points. Does it give a partial credit? Yes. So if you complete half of the assignment, you will get 5 points. But why not complete it? It really forces you to read, study, and understand the chapter, and the points are easy to earn. The second type of the assignment is homework. Like I said, the homework will take the longest. Let me go to the homework. So I open the homework right here. In every homework, you have 30 points plus 1 to 2 to 3 points. Whatever is above 30 is extra credit. You have the due date. This is second chapter, which coincides with the due date right here. So you have due dates in Connect, on Canvas, in the class schedule, and I will be sending you reminders. So if you miss a deadline or you don't know what the deadline is, I'm going to be really sorry because it's in multiple places, right? So this is homework. You're allowed 1 attempt, but you can save and exit as many times as you want. So here you have 10 problems. Where do they come from? The problems come from the end of the textbook. So this is Connect number 3, but it's exercise 2-9 at the end of the chapter. So if you actually open the book and find exercise 2-9, that's the same exercise. So the first few problems are shorter, the later problems are much longer, right? But they're also going to be worth more points. And look at the features right here. I can go to the book, right here is ebook. I can save and exit as many times before the deadline as I want, right? So I save and come back to it tomorrow. I do not recommend trying to complete the entire homework in one sitting. It should be in 2 or 3 different sittings. It's just going to be too much if you try to complete it at once. Do not click on submit unless it's done. You know, if you click on submit by mistake, I cannot let you get back into your homework because the system thinks 1 attempt is done. So what the system will do for you, it will submit your homework or Learnsmart for you as is at the deadline at 11:55 p.m. It will not take away any points. So it will submit for you. And guys, right here, not every problem, but some of them have a hint, which is wonderful. A hint is the similar problem with different amounts solved for you in a video.
In this exercise, we're asked to prepare general journal entries.
And you can stop.
Post them to T account.
And you can, fast
Put
forward.
the liability account, accounts payable, for the same amount. We post the entry.
It's a great way to learn if you have a hint. Okay, so let me show you an example. Right here, I have to journalize this transaction. I know you don't know it yet, but Casey's paid invested cash 100,750 in exchange for common stock. Let me make a mistake. So I'll say common stock, but instead of 100,000, I will say 10,750. I made a typo, right? It's a mistake. At any point, you can click on check my work. So what it does, it shows to you what's correct and what is incorrect, right? It doesn't give you the answer, but it tells you you made a mistake. So I can go back and I can put the correct amount right here. But one comment I want to make, in order for the system to mark it wrong, like right now I just did not put anything. There should be 100,750 right here in the credit column for common stock. But I didn't put anything in this cell. So if I check my work, it does not mark it as wrong. It's wrong. You're going to miss the points. And it will tell you that the problem is incomplete. And incomplete usually means you're missing a field somewhere. You're missing a field. And so you keep going, right? And guys, like you saw probably here, you can type, right? And when you start typing, it appears from the menu right here. You record, you go to the next one, and so on, so far, so on, so far. So that's homework. So I hope it makes sense. Let me go back right here. So after homework, you also have, like I mentioned, you have interactive presentations. They are optional, ungraded. It's a great way. It's like an animation with lecture done by the textbook publisher, and it asks you questions, but it's just for you to learn. You know, there's no points assigned to them. And like I said, quizzes is just, I think it's 22 multiple choice questions. Now, the quiz you cannot, that's important, you cannot save and exit. Once you start the quiz, you have to finish it. You have one attempt. I give you an hour and a half. Like I said right here, you must complete the quiz once it was launched. You cannot save some answers and come back to complete the quiz later. If something happens with your internet connection while you're taking the quiz or the test and you get kicked out, you cannot go back. I have to give you a brand new attempt, which will have a new set of questions. And guys, each test, you will have only 3 tests. So we will have first test after chapters 1, 2, 3, test 1. Then you will have test 2 for chapters 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 chapters, and then the last 4 chapters, test number 3. So the last test is not comprehensive. It covers the last 4 chapters. I'm giving you a lot of time. I don't think you will need as much time. I'm giving you 4 hours. And it's the same story as quizzes. Once you begin the test, you must finish it. You cannot save and exit. You cannot print it. You cannot use hints. You cannot use check my work. So your test will be a combination of problems similar to your homework and multiple choices. But in your homework, you can use hints and you can use check my work button, but on the test, you cannot. Okay, after the deadline, you can go back to everything except for Learnsmart. You can go back to homework, quiz, and test, and you can see your answers as well as the correct answers. So you can always review after the deadline, not when you're finished, when everybody's finished. So I give you more information on how to complete homework here. And guys, I also included a huge extra credit. You can earn up to 60 extra points, and it's the accounting cycle project. It's the link is, let me go back to Canvas. So if you go to your modules, I placed it right here, accounting cycle project. You're ready to complete it. It's a great learning tool after the first 3 chapters, but I'm making it due August 1st. There are 3 parts to it. You can earn partial extra credit. Everything, I should change it to August 1st. Everything is due on August 1st, and it will be worth together about 60 points. Okay, and then for every test, I have a link to the test right here, and I also have a link to the test review. And the test review are the slides where I tell you what to expect on the test. You can see, how many questions you're going to have. You're going to see how many problems, how many multiple choices, and also what types of problems to expect from every chapter and what are the key terms. So I placed that file to every module for every test. All right, so those are our assignments. Other comments, when you email me, please include your name and your course name or course, just say Business 1A Online. As I said, I require about 24 hours to reply to your email. Sometimes I will reply right away, but other times you need to give me time. It's important to study daily, not every day, but 3-4 days a week. As I mentioned, accounting is cumulative subject. If you fall behind, it's virtually impossible to catch up because the last chapters are the hardest, chapter 10 and 11. I do encourage you to work in teams. You can do it through Zoom right now, or virtually. It really helps to study with somebody, but you're not allowed to work together on the tests. And guys, again, the last 2 pages is just your very detailed class schedule. Every chapter, what are the assignments, how many points, and when is the deadline. So I hope I answered a lot of your questions. Whatever is still confusing, please send me an email or come to our first office hour on Monday, and have fun. This is a wonderful subject. I love accounting. I'm fascinated with the subject matter. You will see how beautiful it is, how logical it is, how powerful it is. Anybody who understands, has a basic working knowledge of financial accounting, it is so powerful to make any decisions in any business, as well as for your personal financial decisions and investments. It's a very logical, beautiful subject, and it's truly the language of business. Warren Buffett coined this phrase that accounting is the language of business. So have fun, enjoy. Take care, bye.